Hello everybody, and welcome to Left of Meta. This series is meant to highlight decent to good sets that can be good for newer players due to the ease of acquiring them compared to the more meta sets like Reliquin, Sororia, Yolnahkrin, or Olorime, all of which come from high-end trials. Before we get into the actual sets, let's go over a couple of ground rules. These sets have to be from Overland, PvP, base game dungeons, or be a crafted set. If they're PvP or Overland, they have to be relatively cheap on guild stores. A full set should cost roughly less than 20k. If they're crafted, they have to be 6 traits or less, and they can't be overly common, but they'll be tested along some more meta sets. For stamina, those sets will be the Leviathan set from Crypt of Hearts, and the Maelstrom Bow. For Magicka characters, that will be Mother's Sorrow from Deshaan, and the Maelstrom Staff. For healer, that will be the Spell Power Cure set from White Gold Tower, and for tank, that will be the Ebon Armory set from Crypt of Hearts. The tank in this video also includes the Torog's Pact set. The healer in this video also includes the Roaring Opportunist set from Kyne's Aegis, and the Master's Restoration Staff from Dragonstar Arena. And with that out of the way, let's roll into today's set. This week's set is called Troll King. It can be found in the Veteran Blessed Crucible dungeon, and from Gilliran the Redbeard. The head is from the final boss, and the shoulders are from the Undaunted vendor. This set gives the following benefits. At 1 item, it adds 4% healing done. At 2 items, whenever you heal yourself or an ally, if they are still below 50% health, their health recovery is increased by 925 for 10 seconds. So this set does one thing insanely well, and that is a massive amount of bonus health recovery. This can get you through a lot of very tough high damage situations that you would otherwise not be able to heal through, either as a tank adding to your survivability in tougher fights, or as a healer pushing your group's extra survivability up just that little bit more that they need. Now, it's worth noting that this tends to work better than other specific healer sets. Sentinel is one of them. We might have enough time to cover that this month. Otherwise, it will wait until next time we talk monster sets. But Sentinel tends to be very good in a more close-together group, while Troll King is better if the group is more spread out. So if your group is bad at getting in a cluster as a healer, this is a set that's worth looking at. And as a tank, if you feel like you need that little bit of extra survivability on your build, this is a good option to look at. Another upside to this is that there's no actual cooldown. So, unlike a set like Earthgore or Nightflame, as soon as this set triggers, there is no cooldown for it to trigger on someone else. So, especially on a healer, this set can just continue to proc on every person that you heal, as long as they meet the under 50% condition. And, if you go below that health total again, you can immediately get that proc again. So, it's very good for that. And with Update 30 coming out soon, it also might be the better Earthgore alternative for tanks. Because one of the things that's changing in Update 30 is that we are losing our ability to use sets like Earthgore on tanks because it just won't heal for enough. Because a set like Earthgore is now scaling off of your max magic or stamina, whichever is higher, and you need something like 3,000 or so max stamina or max magicka to make it work the same as it does now. and we just won't be hitting those totals on tanks very much. So, this might be the new, holy cow, I need something to help me push through the amount of damage I'm taking in this trial tool. The biggest downside to this set is that it's health recovery and not actual healing. Because health recovery is a little bit slower than actual healing is. Because each tick of health recovery heals you for the amount of health recovery you have every 2 seconds. Which, roughly 400 healing every second is not terrible. But it is worth thinking about it less as a healing ability and more as a buff to someone's already existing healing. So this set is very good, even if it is a little bit more situational than some other sets. It's a very strong passive buff that always triggers if your healing target is under half health, and does not have a cooldown per character, or really at all. It's a little bit slow of healing, because it increases their own health recovery rather than healing them itself. But it is still a lot of healing. And it also is a little harder to track how much healing it actually gives. Because you're not tracking their healing received, you're tracking a health recovery buff. But it does work very well, especially in more spread out fights. But I think that's all we have for today's video. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. And we will see you next week for our stamina DPS monster set, Kragath. Until then, good luck, stay safe, and don't die.